What's up guys, it's James from Jeeping Adventure and Off-Road Elements, and today we are finally doing the MOTOBILT Frame Chop bumper. So let me talk about some things real quick before we actually get this video started. Okay, so to begin with, the bumper that I had on previously was a Smitty Melt mod bumper, which was a good bumper, but it hung out pretty far, and then it also hung down really low. So the problem with that is when I was out on the trails, it was one of the first things that I hit coming up to any obstacle. So now we're going to be cutting these horns off and this frame out, or crash bar out, which is going to bring this up, and it's going to also give my angle a lot better. So it's going to improve my angle and let the tire hit a rock before my bumper does, which is going to be fantastic. But let me show you what you're going to need to get this project started. To begin with, we'll start over here and work our way over. You're going to need the supplied hardware, you're going to need a drill bit set, you're going to need something to cut with, and then something to clean those cuts up with, and possibly even just an extra cutoff wheel. You're going to need a drill, something to mark with, a tape measure, which is this is all I have right at this moment. And then these are the fog lights that'll go in the bumper, obviously the shackles, and the bumper itself. My first cut is going to be taking this crash bar out. As you can tell, I already kind of started at the previous location. It was too loud and didn't want to wake up my neighbor. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off, and then we'll keep this going. I move these wires out of the way. We got that side cut. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this side and let it drop down. Hopefully I don't have any more battery issues.
Got it.
It's amazing when you have a non-dead battery and what it can do. But yeah, so crash bar's out. So that means I can't get any more wrecks, which is awesome. See, right there, that's all you have to do. Cut this out of your Jeep, no more wrecks. So we got the wiring out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and cut this flush with the frame as much as we can. Freaking dead battery. And almost dead soft. To make getting to that easier, we're just going to go ahead and cut this frame horn off. So you want to measure 7 inches from this bracket. So I already have it marked 7 inches, and then that should be 2 inches roughly. There you go. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and kind of give it more onto this side, so that way if we have to trim it up, we can then trim it up. Because the last thing you want to do is cut too much off and not be able, you can't put that metal back on. Got it. So we cut this off just to get a little bit better angle at this. I got a cutoff wheel. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and all the way flush. Now when you do this, make sure that you have eye protection on, because if not, you can get metal in your eye and that would be bad. So let's put that on and start cutting this off. So for this side, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off real quick, and then we'll start cutting here. So that's off. Now we're going to go ahead and try to see if I can cut as much as I can with this along this edge right here. All right, so we got most of this cut off. We're gonna go ahead and try to finish a little bit that I couldn't get with the actual metal cutoff wheel. I'm gonna add this battery again. Okay, so we got this cut off, and unfortunately when we did that, the way it's welded, the vacuum pump actually came off as well. So I got to figure out a system at the end, or a little later on, that will allow that to work. Now, we're left with these tabs here, so get yourself a set of pliers or channel locks or anything, and start bending them out, and then you can kind of hit it back and forth with a hammer, and it'll break off basically right at the welds. I literally only did that once, I swear. Alright, let's see.
Once?
I don't know if I can get that lucky.
Use your strength.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Almost. No, you're lame. Gotta do it twice.
Gotta do it again.
3 times?
I don't know. I'm gonna hit it with a hammer. Alright, let's see if it's loose now.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to clean this one up a lot more than that one, but it's off. Got a couple little tabs I'm gonna have to hit. Grind them off, whatever. There's just a little bit. Not a big deal, but for the most part, it is cleaned up. Now, what am I gonna do with this? Probably gonna take this bolt off and see if I can get it into the frame or something like that a little later. We will see. But first I'm going to take this nut off so I'm not sitting here this giant piece of metal. Alright, so now that we got the tabs off on both sides, we're going to go ahead and clean up all this side while those batteries charge so we can cut the other stuff off. So we're just going to clean all this off right here. We want it nice and smooth. We have this side all cleaned up. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this horn off, and then we're going to cut all this off. Boom. All this. It's all coming up. Got it.
That was way easier than the first one.
Yeah, because I actually had charged batteries. It's amazing what charged batteries will do. When we got here, all of the batteries were
Look
dead.
at that. That was 10 seconds. 26 seconds.
Yep. This is a point of no return. I literally can't just go put another bumper on.
Well, you better hope you did it right.
So, who wants these?
No one.
What we're doing now is cutting this all off. Everything here, it's all gonna be cut off. And then same thing, bend the tabs, clean it up, and then we'll slide the bumper on and see how that looks.
All right, so we got the bumper on. Now he is trying to make sure that it is even,
Yep.
which
And then mark the holes.
I feel like it looks pretty even. And then you just gotta mark the holes where you gotta drill. Put the hardware in. We're almost done.
All right, so I took the bumper off and I marked all 4 holes on the frame itself right there. And the reason I did that is so we can look at it and see if these holes will work whenever we have the bumper actually installed. So I'm going to mark and drill out every single one of these and then get bigger drill bit and put the actual size hole. So we're gonna go ahead and start that. You need a battery.
Oh my god.
It's been a long day, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drill these holes out. We're gonna do the center. All right, so we got all 4 holes drilled out. And what I did here with the vacuum pump, for now I just have it zip tied until I can probably make a bracket that'll kind of go to the frame, or they have another option that you can go to the sway bar. But most likely I'll just go to the frame later on. So I'll snip these, slide the bumper on, and make sure everything fits. And then I did not bring my paint with me, so we'll put the bumper on, make sure it looks good, we'll drive home, and then I'm gonna take it off when I get there later on and then paint the frame so that way we don't have any rust spots. Last additional information, MOTOBILT sends all the hardware. And it actually has a note in there saying that it needs to get painted as well. So this will be getting painted as well with the nuts and washers. So make sure you pay attention to that when you get this bumper. But let's get the bumper on. Don't worry about that. Yeah, you good?
Yep.
Alright. And where's my rubber mount? Okay, so to get this to kind of line up, just kind of hit it. With a rubber mallet. No, I hit it through the wood. That's lined up. Lined up. Then we just put the hardware in and tighten it up. Okay, so as you can tell, we have the bumper on. We went ahead and put all 4 bolts through with the nuts. So that is all tightened down. The last thing that we need to do is grab our headlights and slide them in and then screw them in with the hardware that is supplied. So you should have 8 little screws, and very simply, the bracket's already in there. Tighten them in and you'll have nice little fog lights. Alright, so the fog lights are in and the bumper is completely finished. Other than a couple loose ends I have to tie up. I need to zip tie some of the wiring, and then I also need to pull the bumper when I get home and spray paint the frame because I forgot to spray paint. So you definitely want to do that. You don't want any kind of rust, and that'll give me another chance to look at the bumper and make sure I didn't mess up the paint while I was putting in the bolts. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video helps you to install a frame chop bumper. I'm super excited about this bumper. Can't wait to get it on the trails and kind of beat it up a little bit. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and comment below if you have any questions. Other than that, keep the adventure going.